So, spoiler review. It's the next day, by the way. I had to wait. Like, I couldn't do a spoiler review directly after that movie because it broke me down too much. But, bro, we could have used some of their help. This guy, Nova, where were you at? Gamora, you tried. Wait, no, that's not Gamora, that's Silver Surfer. Gamora, Drax, you tried. But this dude here, this guy here, wrecked shop. Could do nothing. Matter of fact, both of them is gone. Let's just start off with that. Both of them are dead. They're gone. He been gone. Ronan, he ain't been here in a minute. Don't even matter. T'Challa, Peter, all of the Guardians except Rocket. Did you catch that? All of them except Rocket. I'm starting it off like that, but nah, let's go through the movie. Okay, so starts off. The opening credits. That's how you know the tone was set for this movie. The opening credits come in, and you know they do the Marvel set piece where every time they bring in a new character, they add their picture to the thing somehow, and they do the and they just did it after what movie was what when they changed it? Was it Doctor Strange? It was either Doctor Strange or one of the two before that. Was it Guardians? I don't remember. In one of the movies, they changed the Marvel Studios logo again. And they changed even the way it come in. It doesn't do the no thing no more. I got that from Blind Wave. But the flipping through the comic book pages, that's only in the TV shows. And then they did the 10-year thing, where it was like 10 years greatness. I got so hyped when I seen that. But when it does it, normally you know it plays the Avengers theme or a theme for that movie. There was no music. There was nothing. And then like halfway through, you just hear a distress signal. We are Asgardians. We need help. Repeat, this is not a warship. Help, please. Like, it's just a straight distress signal. And like it's just broken up, and then it just cuts. And then you just see the entire, like, you know, like Thor Ragnarok was the last movie we coming off of outside of Black Panther that was still had an overall connection to the universe, because Black Panther was really within itself because it just happened within Wakanda, because that's how Wakanda is. But with Thor, you know, the movie ends off with Thanos' ship showing up. This movie starts right after what happens when these people board this man's ship. Asgardians gone. Wiped out. Thor just laid out like this. Messed up. And Loki is like, Loki even got a little messed up, like he been fighting. And then you just see, and they keep Thanos' face in shadow for a good while too, and I love it. And he just pick up Thor's body like it's nothing and just like walk toward him and drops him. Bruh. Then Loki tried to finesse. He finally got to say the line, "We have a Hulk." Like, Hulk come in, boom, working. And I already knew what was about to happen. People in the theater is like, people got hyped. I'm like, don't get hyped. I'm about to watch one of my favorite characters. One of the strongest there is. See who the real strongest is. He whooped Thanos for a good second. He put some boom, 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 little things on him. And then Thanos smiles like, okay, you got more power than the rest of your friends. I see you. Pulled this man hands off of him and gave him the worst 2-piece spicy wing meal with a biscuit I have ever seen in my life. Add the honey sauce on it. He said, pop, 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 boom, uppercut, and just slammed him into the ground. And Hulk was just like, he did Hulk as bad as Hulk did Loki in Avengers 1. That's how he did Hulk. Legit. So then we got Loki, Thor, and Hulk all laid out. Thanos like, stone for your brother, and at first he like, nah, I'm not about to do that. And then as he actually is killing Thor, putting a power stone to his head. Oh, he destroyed Xandar. We didn't even see that. He showed up with one stone already. So he put the stone to his head, start killing Thor. Loki giving the Tesseract, breaks it. That one right there. After that, he just a goon now. And then Heimdall used the last of his life, pretty much, to send Hulk to Earth to warn us. Then he got killed by, was it Glaive who killed him? Yeah, it was Glaive. Because he stabbed him. Yeah, Glaive killed him. And then Hulk lands. I'm just gonna be jumping. I'm gonna be skipping over stuff. Oh, then Thanos blows up the ship, dips out. No, he doesn't. Loki tries to sneak in. He's like, oh, you gonna go to Earth? You need a guide. And then Thanos was like, you call failure experience? He's like, no, I call experience. But man, Loki's so smooth with it, bruh. But this man, he was Loki, a changed man on the low. He tried to finesse it, had the knife hidden, and Thanos was like, come on, boy. He had a whole speech. He was like, you will never be a god. Boom. Snapped this man's neck. Then Thor was like, you will die for what you've done. Then Ebony Maw was a beast. The Black Order were some monsters. Like, they came through wrecking shop. Like, every time one of them got beat, it was because they got teamed up on. Like, no one person could hold their own against one of the members. The only time it happened was at the end of the movie when Bruce Banner finally had the Hulkbuster and beat the one dude. I can't remember his name because he barely talked. He was like the least shown of all of them. The big one that looked like kind of like Korg. I hope Korg and Mika are not dead. If Korg and Mika are dead, I'm gonna be so sad, bro. Kills Loki, blows up the rest of the ship. Thor and then it just cuts after that. It cuts to New York. Cause now in the trailer, when you see that scene and it like shows something crashing to Earth, and you know they never really say what it is, that's the Bifrost carrying Hulk to Earth. And he lands in the inner sanctum. Long in there trying to get a tuna fish sandwich for the free, because he got 200 rupees or whatever, which is like $1 and change in America or something like that. I don't remember what he said, but he goes like, we free ourselves from earthly attachments, but you like tuna sandwiches though. Okay. Then Hulk crashes in, and as he coming back, he's like, he's coming. Then it cuts to Tony with the new suit on his chest. And people was like, I thought he got rid of the arc reactor. I'm like, that's the suit. Like, he did get rid of the arc reactor. He even said it in that scene. She's like, you don't need this. You have the surgery. Blah, blah, blah. That's the one thing I didn't like about this movie. Pepper? Okay. I hate in shows when it's like, when you have a auxiliary character. An ancillary character. I mean, not auxiliary. And they are not the main person, and they are a support person to a hero tale. And I'm not just talking about superheroes, but a hero's tale. And at some point in the story, they are okay, or like supportive, or like, even if not supportive, they like, I know you're gonna do it anyway, so I'm here. And then they flip away from that, and now they just like, nah, get your ass back. What are you doing? Sit down. I hate that so much. And they did that with Pepper. Like, the whole last movie, she was aware of Iron Man. Like, in Spider-Man Homecoming, she was there. She was like, is he coming? The whole Avengers initiative. Like, she knew. She wasn't in Civil War at all, because they wasn't talking then. But this one opens up with the announcement of them getting married. Tony dreaming about having a kid, which was really just foreshadowing for an ending scene. And for a scene he had with Peter. And then, when all the stuff happens, and when everything goes down, then like, he in the park and they talking about the wedding and all that, and Doctor Strange shows up, with the portal. He like, what the hell? Which I'm happy about. There was enough going on that Tony never had that moment where he's like, how you doing all of this? Like, because in the comics, that's a real big thing where he like questions and low-key talks crap about magic, even though, spoiler alert for comic books, skip like 10 seconds ahead if you don't want to hear this from now. Tony Stark becomes the Sorcerer Supreme in one iteration, and it's recent too. Like, Doctor Strange dies and he takes over. But he never had that like, I could do all this. This is just technology I ain't discovered yet. Blah, 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 blah. They just relegated to him joking about them being wizards. Thank you. It's not necessary for story right now. But so he goes, they tell him about Thanos. Because at first he was like, why would I want to listen to you? Who even are you? He was like, I'm Doctor Strange. And then like, because they don't even know what he's done. He like, they know what they done. They're like, what are you protecting again? You tell yourself protecting the world from what? And it's like, boy, you don't even be knowing what happened. But then at the same time, you gotta remember Doctor Strange kind of reversed time in his movie, and then all the other stuff kind of like was happening halfway through dimensions. So think about it. The biggest thing that was public in that was the Ancient One falling to her death, and that could have been like written as a suicide in the newspapers. Like, you know what I mean? Then Banner comes out and he's like, Tony, come on. And then and even Pepper was like, Bruce? Like, cause they know he been gone. And they was like, what the hell? So he goes, even though she kind of don't want him to. And then they're talking. They're in there explaining everything. Tony and Doctor Strange obviously had a personality clash. And then the Black Order shows up. So they go outside. And they're fighting, and they tell one, the putting on of the suit where he takes it off, he tightens the thing, because I knew that I said that in the trailers. When the trailer, go back and watch my trailer review. When he first started walking and he was taking off the sunglasses, and and the suit was building over him. Remember in the scene, he pulled 2 cords on his thing to tighten it up. I said that jacket he was wearing was a part of his suit. I said that. I was like, no, that jacket, all of that is a part of the suit. Like, I was like, yeah, it looks like an outfit, like it looked like clothes, but I know that's like the inner lining for the new nanotech suit. I was right. Props to me. Anyway, I was just happy that I was right about that. It's some other stuff that I was right about that I didn't say on camera that I'm not happy about, but we'll get to that. That fight starts. That fight is hella epic with just the magic. Ebony Maw was a beast, bruh. He was a monster. He was just tossing stuff at people, just breaking all their stuff down. Tony's new suit is, man, the nanotech, the bleeding edge, or whatever, because that armor honestly is a mix of a few armors. Like because it's like the bleeding edge, and it looks like the bleeding edge, but some of the stuff it did was a lot like the nano synth armor, the white one. If you've ever seen the white armor that Tony create that he never uses because it's too powerful, and like it's like damn near unstoppable, and it is like liquid net, like it's like liquid nth metal nanotech or something like that. It's a liquid metal suit, and it does that. Like, it can make its own weapons, integrate weapons, and that's something the bleeding edge could do. But I don't know. We just gonna leave it at bleeding edge. I'm getting off topic. Anyway, the suit was dope. Either way, the suit was dope. Then Spidey get his senses tingling. He popped, bro. This was so hilarious. Ned is a real one. He was in this movie for 2 seconds. He was one of the realest people in this movie. He sensed what was happening, looked, was like, oh snap. He slapped Ned on the face. He was like, what? He was like, Ned, I need a distraction. Ned turned around in less than a second. He was like, Ned, I need a distraction. He was like, huh? We're all gonna die. Like, it was instantaneous. You real one. So then Spider-Man shows up to help. He's like, Ebony Maw has knocked out Doctor Strange at this point. he trying to take, no, Cape saved Strange, and he flying away, and he like, kid, that's the wizard, get after him. So, he was so wrong. He kept calling them wizards. And so that all happens, and Wong saves Tony by sending the one dude to the Arctic and cutting his arm off. And he was like, Wong, get invited to my wedding. And then Tony takes off. Then Ma gets back to the ship with Strange now, and so do Peter. Peter somehow gets on the outside of the ship and is like about to die from lack of oxygen. Tony is like, unlock 17A. Well, he either said 17A or 14A. I already knew either way it was the Iron Spider armor. I knew what it was. And that boy can't hit him on his back and just covered him up. Oh, that suit's so clean. That suit is so clean. And they get, man, I'm not even halfway through the movie. This is like the first 30 minutes. And I'm 17 minutes in my review. I gotta hurry up. Okay, so they own the ship. Like, so that all happens. They own the ship. He thought he sent Peter away because he's like, Friday sent him home. He cut on the parachute, but it didn't work. Peter found his way back. He stowed away to help him. They own the ship. They about to have battle with Ma. He got these like needle things that's used for like microsurgeries or something like that. And he starts sticking them in Strange's body to torture him. Iron Man shows up like, what's good? And he's like, you know you can't beat me. He was like, yeah, but the kid got a plan. And he blasted the wall. Because he was like, have you ever seen this really old movie called Aliens? The way Peter keeps saying really old movies, because he's so young. And it's like, these movies are not that old, bro. like he made me feel old. Because I'm like, Alien is not that old. Like I remember growing up watching Alien. Like, that's not that old. And I'm only in my 20s. But Peter is great. So they blow a hole in the side of the ship and send Ebony into space. Dead. He saves Strange because Strange is like unconscious. The freaking legs on the Iron Spider armor. That's why I was trying to get to the scene because I almost spoiled the legs. In the comics, if you know, the suit is not only colored like Iron Man's suit because Tony Stark is a cocky douche, but it only has 3 robot legs for some reason. This version has 4. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Marvel. So they save him and they come up with the plan to pretty much go to Titan. Because Doctor Strange's whole thing was he refuses to put the time stone anywhere. Like Tony kept going like, you're a target, give up the stone and hide it or somewhere where he can't fight it. He like, nah, it's not leaving my side. So he like, all right, well then let's take the battle to him because that's the last thing he'll expect. They do that and they on their way there. We cut to Guardians. I want to say we cut to Guardians at this point. I don't remember if we cut to Guardians or if this is when they cut to Vision, to not even Vision, but them looking for Vision. Who they was like, I haven't talked to him in 2 weeks. He cut off his transponder. Oh, he never made the phone call. Bruce made the call to Cap. So I think that was right after that, around in there. So whatever, we just gonna go to Vision. Vision and Wanda in Scotland doing a little rendezvous because they on opposite sides, but they in love. And as they walking out, they get attacked by Corbin Glaive, and I can't remember the chick's name. I only remember Glaive and Ebony Maw because they was just wrecking shop. I'm about to look up what the other 2 members of the Black Order's names were. They were some beasts. Especially the chick. The lady. Corvus Glaive. I said Corbin Glaive. Proxima Midnight. That's her name. There we go. So the dude that was taking apart Nebula was Supergiant. He just didn't get no reference. But yeah, so Proxima Beast. Black Dwarf Beast. But Proxima and Glaive show up and they immediately wreck Vision. Like Corvus just stabs Vision and his blade can stop his phasing. Dope. I'm gonna stop going through the movie scene by scene because I'll talk my way through this whole movie This whole fight scene was dope. The epicness of the train passing by and just the silhouette of Cap in the background, and Proxima was like, who is that? And she just tosses the spear, and he like, girl, who you thought this was? I was like, oh, that's my man, Cap. Here to save the day. But Wanda done upgraded too. You see her flying around and stuff. Like, she done became a beast with them powers. Launching stuff all over the place. That scene where when the diggers came up in the battle in Wakanda, she threw the thing. Quail was like, why was she up there all this time? I was like, right? Why was your ass hiding? The scenes with Gamora and Thanos in the past where he like where he was teaching her about the knife, and he while he was killing half of her people, and she wanted to look, and he was like, no, the blade. Like, bruh, that man is wild. Thanos is that dude, bruh. We heard Red Skull. Oh, Red Skull is back. Out, not permanently, but the fact that and it wasn't Hugo Weaving, unfortunately. Whoever was playing him did that voice excellently, though, because I thought it was him for a second, and then by the end I could tell it wasn't. Red Skull, bruh. Marvel, Anthony Russo, all of y'all some beasts. What else? Shuri was in here doing her thing for a couple seconds with the tech. She looking at Stark and Banner like, y'all some idiots. Like, you see how they compare her intelligence? Shuri is one of the smartest people on the planet, and it is like as smart as Tony is, there are people that's smarter than Tony. They just ain't all been introduced to the universe. Shuri is one of them. She was like, why didn't you just do this? He was like, we didn't think of that. Two of the smartest people didn't think of something she thought of in 2 seconds. Thank you, Marvel. Falcon and all of them coming through with the one fight with Proxima and them, and Black Widow was like, I thought we had a deal, Wanda. Then freaking, so they go, and Ross trying to, bro, somebody kill Ross. Unless he about to become Red Hulk, get rid of Ross. He is so annoying. He's in there, we got 4 criminals loose. Something. We just had an attack looking for such and such, and we got 4 criminals loose with a da, and none of them we can't find Vision. Something. Then that Cap can da. We don't know where they are. They got lost. And he like, as soon as he get there, he like, and then it's like, this is how the hubris of this man. Because this is how our government really is. I feel like our government would actually do some stupid shit like this in this situation. Where some of the strongest heroes you got, Stark is missing. Strange is gone. You don't even know Strange is a thing. Peter's gone. You can't find Vision. Hawkeye and Ant-Man are on house arrest. They made a point to say that. That's why they're not in the movies. They took a deal and they on house arrest and they stayed home. Hulk been gone. And the other 4 ex-Avengers show up, even though they criminals. Because he make a point, we got loose criminals. And he like, and Cap is straight up like, we got bigger problems right now. You are not my main fight. I'm trying to save the world. But if you gonna get in my way, I will fight you too. One of the realest lines in the whole movie. That was one of my favorite scenes. Like, he was like, but if you want to get in my way, we'll fight you too. I was like, I don't know who writing these bars. Shout out to you. But and then he's just like, Captain Rhodes, I can't remember what rank Rhodey is, or was, because he probably got court-martial now. Arrest them. Bitch, they the best chance you got. What the you talking about? Arrest them. I know you don't know about Captain Marvel, because you would have did that before Nick Fury had to do that for the ending scene. That's the after credit scene, by the way. So it ain't like you got reserves, unless you talking about Universal let you pull the leader and Abomination out of your butt, and you've been secretly Red Hulk this whole time. Unless that was about to be a thing, and the Thunderbolts was about to come save the day, I'm gonna need Ross to shut up and just go have a Coke and a smile and sit down. So then we realized we gotta fix Vision, and we need more help. So now we in Wakanda. Like I said, I kind of jumped around a little bit. Oh no, I skipped over to Guardians finding Thor. Guardians find Thor. They find what's left of his ship, and he just smacks on the window. And then they find he alive. They wake him up, bro. Drax humor in every movie. In this movie, it was like 10 times better than every movie. Like, he is like the funniest character in Guardians to me. Cause like my favorite scene in the first Guardians movie is when he was like, when they were talking about whatever race he is, I can't remember the name. And he said they don't understand metaphors. They take everything literally. He was like they take everything literal. They don't get some whatever he said and metaphors. It was something else he said. And metaphors, that kind of stuff just goes right over their head. And he was like, nothing goes over my head. I have excellent reflexes. I would catch it. That's one of the greatest scenes in that whole movie. And then in this one, when they first find Thor, and he was like, who is this dude? And that whole scene is greatness though. How they all like, oh my God, what is Thor? And Peter's like, cause he looked human, and Peter is the only human, so Peter just all like, man, I'm cool too. Like he get all jealous. Like she was like, when Gamora was rubbing his arms, he's like, they're like something steel fibers. She's like, stop massaging his arm. And he was like, all this muscle. He was like, I'm muscular too. They was like, he's a sandwich away from being fat. That's so wrong. But he gained a little weight though. And then he was like, who even is this dude? And then Drax was like, this is not a dude. You are a dude. This is a man. He looks like a muscular man. Like, even Drax was in awe. He was like, it's like a pirate and an angel had a baby. And then the scene when Gamora asks Peter to kill him after they go their separate ways, so he can make Stormbreaker. When Drax is just standing there, he's like, how long have you been standing there? He's like, an hour. And he was like, what? He was like, I mastered the art of standing so still that I appear to be invisible. And so he goes to eat this nut thing. And he's like, which means, because in the scene before that, when they just talking, the reason they realize he's there is because they hear him chewing. So that means he was standing there and was just doing this so slow that whole conversation, his hand was moving to his mouth. And then by the time they were done was when he started chewing. Because then he did it again. He was just like, and then just staring at him. He was like, but I can see. He was like, but my movement is so imperceptibly slow that I'm positive that it does not register. You cannot see it. And the whole time he's just like this. And then Mantis just walks in and is like, hi, Drax. And he's like, damn it. Stole the movie. I love that man. Dave Bautista's a national treasure. I need Drax forever. But oh, and Peter Dinklage as a giant dwarf. Who thought? The dude that he made Mjolnir. Whoever thought that was genius. I hope Peter Dinklage watched that in theaters and was like, hey, like, finally. Like, bruh, too dope. Like, this movie was just so good. Every part. Stormbreaker, making Stormbreaker, and then Groot providing the handle. Stormbreaker looked dope. And then him showing up in the battle in Wakanda. Hulk never even showed up in the battle. Hulk was too scared. They out there handling business. Getting worked. Okoye and Black Widow versus Proxima. Dope. Even though it took Scarlet Witch to throw her up into the thing. Thanos coming through and just punking everybody. Just like that scene when he was holding. Okay, so that scene where he was pushing on Cat and he's like this and he look at him. One, that's in slow motion. So that scene is really all of like 2 seconds and it just happens and it's like a Cause like everybody's like, he's holding him back, and it's like, not really. Like that scene was obviously slowed down, so it was like he held him for like 2 seconds, and then in them 2 seconds, I think Thanos could feel the power of the gauntlet register to Cap the same way that like that in Ultron when he was trying to pick up the hammer and it like moved a little bit. I think it was something like that. But because Thanos was wearing the gauntlet, he could feel it. And then he was like, oh well, and just pumped him. Like he just smacked him in his face. And then as I was on, like everybody was talking about him, Cap being so strong and all that, and I'm like, no, that was just Thanos just being nice. But that whole ending battle, and then them having to kill Vision, and then and you know at this point, I'm forgetting the whole other battle. He threw a moon at Iron Man. So much happened in this movie. Oh my god. What, bruh? He threw a moon. I skipped, like, cause that battle, that's why I skipped it. Cause these battles are happening simultaneously. Okay, cause they're trying to protect Shuri while she's trying to remove the stone from Vision's head, and the Black Order attacks. And it's all of them together except Maul, obviously, because he was dead. Thanos is off, not even there yet. He goes to get the Soul Stone with Gamora. Until it happened, because I forgot that there is a thing with the Soul Stone where they kind of warped it, or like how they said the Mind Gem is like an entity or whatever. The Soul Stone actually has consciousness. Like the Soul Stone, within the Soul Stone are all the souls of the people it killed. Like there's a palace, like a world of souls inside the stone, and a lot of times one of them is usually in control. Like it's a sentient stone. So I thought they were gonna go with the comic book version where he had to like pay a price to be able to control it, or like you have to go in the stone or something. I can't remember. It's a whole thing with Adam Warlock, and it's the reason why he can control it better than anybody and all this other kind of stuff. I think the soul for a soul thing might be true though. No, I think that's how you got to get somebody out. I think you can use the soul stone to reincarnate somebody, but you have to give a soul to get a soul. I think that's where that came from. But if I'm wrong, either way, I just did not see him tossing Gamora up off the edge of the cliff until Red Skull was like, you got to give a soul to get the soul. And I was like, Gamora's about to die. Because then he was like, you have to give up something you love. And she was all giving that little speech like, you love nothing. And I'm like, this whole time, he brought you food. Like he was like he had Nebula up there in the cuts messed up because he don't care about Nebula. Like he made a point, like he tortured Nebula, took her apart, built her back up, did all this stuff to her. He has never done that to you. Ever. Because he genuinely cared about you. Like he was talking to her like a dad that has a kid that hates them and they don't know why. Like that's how he talked to her the whole movie. He was like, you done told me this. Like when she was like, I hate this. Like it made her almost sound like a spoiled brat to him. Because he's like, I know. You told me this before. I know. And I'm like, so his man cried and then just said goodbye. Which now then leads me into the other best fight of this movie, the battle on Titan. Bruh, nigga, listen. First of all, God damn it, Peter. This close. Peter had it. The other Peter. Star-Lord. I mean, I'm going by superhero names because I forgot those two Peters in this scene. Star-Lord. Why? Once he found out Gamora was dead, he just, like, I get you, but bro, this close. And Iron Man even tried to stop him like, dude, what are you doing? Like, we are this close. And he just knocked him right out of it. And they had like done everything. Like that plan they set up with Strange was excellent. And he just messed it all up. First of all, Doctor Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme for real, protector of Earth. Did you see this man? He was doing the works with that magic. When he and was like, he multiplied. If you know comics, I thought he was about to use some of them demon spells. Low key, because it's a part in the comics where he float and he cross his legs and he do that kind of crap, and all them arms come out and he look like Sheila and his eyes go black. I thought that's what was about to happen, because he's done that to save the world before, and I was like, is he about to get the demon powers? But no, he just multiplied. I was like, oh, okay. And that whole fight, and then him making the portals and for Peter jump, plant the bomb, the things for him to stand on, jump, plant the bomb, boom, bitch. And then, or he ain't say bitch, but and then Spider-Man jumping through the portals like in a kick and a punch and magic with a kick. He said magic with a kick. Yo, bro, so good. Man, it's so good. It was so good. So good. Yeah, Iron Man did work with the suit, just constantly rebuilding stuff, and then Thanos was just ripping through it. And all of this, then Thanos got pissed and was like, enough. And then you just see him look up, and they do like the movie zoom where it's like, whoo, and you just see the glove go, whoo, poof, and it's like energy hit this thing. Like up close, you don't really see it, and then they kind of zoom out, and you see this a moon, and this nigga here, excuse my language, don't say that in my comments, but he threw a moon at Iron Man. I know I said that earlier in the review, but I'm just really I want you to understand the gravity of what I'm saying. He threw a moon at Iron Man. Who throws moons? So he runs through them. Tony, he pretty much wrecks through Tony, is whooping everybody, then pretty much whooped everybody. And then he stabs Tony. Now at this point, I'm positive Tony is dying. Because coming into this movie, everybody had the theory that either Cap or Tony was going to die. Especially because all the talks about their contracts and stuff being about to be over and all of that kind of stuff. Everybody has been like just absolutely positive that they was going to die in this movie. And then Doctor Strange does the unthinkable and gives Thanos the time stone. He's like, no tricks. If you let him live, I will give you the stone. And now at this point, I'm like, this has to happen this way. Because everybody else is like, what the hell? Like, what are you doing? But then you got to remember, there's the scene, which the effect of it was dope, where he was standing there, like, where he was sitting there and his head was moving. And I was like, he looking through the futures. As soon as it happened, before he even explained it, I knew what he was doing. I was like, he looking through all the possibilities of what's going to happen. And he was like, I just watched all the future timelines. And he was like, it's like 14,600,000 and something. And we only won one. And then he was like, it has to happen this way. I'm sorry. So I think that that's going to come back into play. And this has to happen this way. Bruh, every time I'm talking about something, I'm remembering something else. Yeah, so he whoops all of them, stabs Tony, and then leaves. Pretty much once he gets the time stone. Because at that point he had all the five fingers. He just needed the control gem, which is the Mind Stone. And everybody was wondering like why that one is bigger and more important. It helps him control the power of the other ones. The Mind Stone is like a control. It's like it's its own gem with its own powers, but it's also a control stone for the other ones. But that's more explained in detail in the comics. He shows up, and it's a feeling, and everybody tries to fight him, and he's just like, nah, nope. And the whole time, Wanda is trying to destroy the gem in Vision's head. At this point, she gotta kill him because they couldn't get the stone out in time. She succeeds. She kills Vision. And Thanos is the #1 villain in Marvel Universe for me. He my favorite villain. At first, in the movies, in order, I would have to say my favorite villain would be... Well, I like villains for different reasons. Because, like, people didn't like Age of Ultron. But I love that movie just because of Ultron. Because I love the bars he had the whole movie. Where he was like, you're all puppets. strings, like all that. My man, and the voice actor, I love that stuff. So, but I guess it would have to be Zemo, Killmonger, Loki, until Thanos. Now it's Thanos at the top. Like it's hands down Thanos at the top, because this man did he sympathized with her before he reversed what she did to kill this man again. He was like, I understand, my child. And the whole way he kept talking to everybody like he was God. He was talking like he was God the whole movie. My child, you are all my children. Like, he was like, I understand, my child. I have lost so much today. And she was like, you don't. And he was like, and the way he looked away, like, you don't even know. Like, man. And then he reversed time, and I was like, it's over with. But that whole, oh, I forgot to say, also, the way Thor showed up in that battle in Wakanda was so dope. So dope. Like, he just, the Bifrost show up, and then just the Stormbreaker just coming out the Bifrost, like, go. Beast. Stormbreaker is so dope. And little teenage Groot's still a beast. When he was like, when he first showed up, he was like, hey, Cat was like, new haircut? And he was like, I see you copied my beard. And he was like, Thanos is, Thor is so cocky. And then, and he's like, this is my new friend. This is Tree. And then, and he just holding 3 pretty much dead bodies on his arm, and he look over like, I am Groot. And then he's like, I am Steve Rogers. It's just like, what? So good. Hilarious. But yeah, back to the thing. And then so he gets the mind gem. Everything is going, he finally all powerful. And we had seen him do a bunch of stuff at this point, like with the powers. Like when I originally thought Drax and Mantis was dead in nowhere, when he first takes Gamora and he just on them, and they both turn into like bricks and stuff. Even my theater, multiple people was like, "Oh shit, what the hell?" Like everybody was like, what? But he finally, so now he tried to so he pretty much whooped everybody, and then Thor comes in and is like, no, I told you was gonna die. Like, you thought I was playing. And he blasts him with the power of all 5 gems. And you know it was the power of all 5 gems because the energy blast was white. And Stormbreaker just cut through that shit. Like, and smacked that man in the chest. And then Thor come down and was like, I told you, you was gonna die. And just pushes the axe into this man's chest. And I'm like, yo, he actually injured Thanos. And Thanos is like, he actually injured me. But at the same time, I'm waiting for Thanos to be like, but you didn't kill me though. You should have went for the kill. And that's exactly what he said. You should have went for the head. I don't know if he said hand or head, but I think he said head. When he really should have went for the hand. Should have cut this man's hand off, then cut his head off. But I think Thanos said you should have went for the head, because then he just lifts his hand and snaps. And it's nothing but white light. And then he's inside the Soul Gem, the Soul Palace, or whatever it's called in the comics. And he sees Gamora, because that is what happens when you either sacrifice somebody to the Soul Gem or you kill them with it, they get trapped inside of it. Like, you can trap souls inside of it. So that's why I'm like, everybody is like, I don't know about Gamora, she might be dead. She might be dead for a while, as far as like not showing up in Guardians movies for a little bit, but they put her soul in the Soul Gem for the purpose of she could come back, because people have come back out of the Soul Gem before. He talks to her and she's like, did you do it? And she was like, yes. And he said, what did it cost you? And he was just like, everything. And then it cuts back and he's like, and Thor just says, what did you do? Because at this point, you don't physically see anything is different. But I'm just waiting on it. Like, I know something is, I know what happened. I thought it was going to be instantaneous. I thought they was just going to look around and see everybody was gone. And then it was like, wait, what? But no, they let you watch everybody disappear. Like, and it's, who was the first one to they showed disappear though? I don't remember who the first one was. But I know it was like people just started disappearing. No, that's what it was. The Wakandans started disappearing. And it shows, and you see M'Baku looking around like, what the hell? You know it started getting real when the heroes start disappearing. When they showed Okoye, and I'm like, mother, if y'all kill Okoye, and then you like, and then you hear somebody call her, and he's like, you will not die here, get up. And it turns, and it's T'Challa. And I'm like, oh, okay, T'Challa. And then this mofo starts disappearing. I'm like, oh, you dirty mother. Y'all faked me. Y'all, I thought Okoye and you took T'Challa? You took T'Challa? My T'Challa? And then all the Guardians, and then Rocket just looking over it. He had to watch Groot die twice. Rocket, he just looking over it. I'm Groot. And he's like, wait, what? And that was that, and it was a lot of foreshadowing in this movie. That, the whole, the joke about being captains when they were splitting ways, and Rocket was like, I am the captain now, or time to be the captain. He technically the captain now. He is technically the captain of the Guardians. Left and right, everybody you know is gone. Like when Iron Man get back to Earth, if he comes back to Earth and doesn't do what I think they gonna do, which is like do the other version of the Guardians, but it's not really Guardians because the next Avengers movie still has to happen first. But there was a time where Iron Man was in the Guardians of the Galaxy. Like he just flew up into space, and then he tried to sleep with Gamora a couple times, and I think she broke him. Pepper might not be there. Like everybody started disappearing. Peter, Mantis, everybody is gone. The main two people we thought were gonna die, Cap and Iron Man, are alive. They are the main people that survived. What? And then the whole, what I was talking about when I said the father thing and it was foreshadow, and they had a dope scene after Thanos throws the moon and whooped everybody, where Mantis and Peter and Star-Lord and Drax are like all knocked out and stuff, and Spider-Man is running around saving them because like he's like swinging off of stuff, trying to like web them to stuff so they don't just float off, and he webbing around saving them. Well, after that, they all show up and they all sitting there talking, and then when they start disappearing, they like what the hell? But they all right there. And the whole time it was a guy behind me, and he said what I was thinking. Cause the whole time I'm like, Peter just saved all their lives. How did they get to here before he did? Where the hell is Peter? And as I'm thinking that, this dude behind me is like, where the hell is Peter? If they kill Peter. And then this man walks on screen halfway disintegrating. And I'm like, you not about to do this to me in this theater right now. They killed Spider-Man. Now, everybody, like, as a film person, I know that you got the stakes and everybody's like, well, we already know everybody got part 2s coming out. They're not dead permanently. It's not about the fact that they not permanently dead. It's the fact that they died at all. Because, like I said, they completely changed this from the comics on purpose. And they even said that. Because the same guy who was like, once the movie ended, everybody was like, what the hell? Like, the theater was silent. Like I said in my non-spoiler review, the theater was silent. Nobody knew what to do. Like, everybody was like, this is just how it's over now? And the dude behind me was like, I don't know what to do. Like, they just killed Spider-Man. I'm confused. He was like, I don't know. He was like, maybe if you read the comics, this will make more sense. I had to tell him, I'm like, nah, bruh. This didn't happen in the comics. Peter didn't die like this. I don't know what, nah. And he like, oh, yeah. I'm like, yeah, bruh, no. I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, I just don't know. Like, I know people gotta come back, but I don't know how. And I know even in the comics, in the process of the people who died in the comics coming back we lost more people that didn't come back. So that's not to say that Cap and Iron Man and them still won't die along the process. Because I think what's going to happen is the one scene that is in the comics is the one of the couple times, it was either twice or the one time that Cap uses the gauntlet and it kills him. Because he uses it and he brings everybody back, he restores everything, but it kills him. That's what I think is going to happen. Yeah, man. All that's left is what? Cap, Thor, Tony, Nebula, Rocket. I think Wanda's gone too. War Machine didn't even find Falcon. He disappeared as he was looking for him. War Machine and like a couple other people. I mean, Hawkeye and Ant-Man because they weren't there, but. And then I gotta see how this is gonna affect the rest of the world, like the rest of the Marvel universe. Like this cannot not be a thing. Like if I watch the next season of Defenders, or I'm not caught up in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. yet, but when I get to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and I get to after this point, if it ain't like half the people disappearing, or they like the world is gone, I'm gonna be like, y'all wildin'. I don't know what's going on with this. But I done talked about this movie long enough. This review. Blind Waves, I'm just for reference, Blind Waves with 5 people was like an hour and 14-minute review. Mine is probably gonna be like 40 to 50 because I'm gonna cut some stuff out. Some of it was rambling and me sitting here going but bruh, that movie was crazy. One person, me alone, talking about it as a fan and a comic book nerd, got all of this out of this 2-hour and 40-minute movie, and I didn't even talk about every little thing. Like, I could go into further detail, but I'm not, partially because my battery is about to die. Like, this is the first time I've ever used up my entire battery just talking. Just talking, no reaction, just talking. Man, go see the movie. Like, if you like my review, hit the like button. Hit this one. That looks like this, though. Share it with people. You know, some comic book nerds. With other fans, super fans. Correct me on anything I got wrong. I'm not somebody that's like, oh, you got this wrong. And I'm like, I'm right. No, for real. If I forgot something, just let me know. I don't care. I would prefer to be in the correct about what I was talking about. And then I like being knowledgeable about things, and then we can have discussions about future theories or whatever. Oh, the after credit scene. Shout out to Samuel Jackson and mother. He was disappearing. So no more Fury and Hill. They gone too. But we got the distress signal, so we know for a fact Captain Marvel will be in the next Avengers movie. Her movie drops early next year. We got Ant-Man and the Wasp at the end of this year, so that means all of them plus Hawkeye is probably going to be in the next movie. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Subscribe if you like this review. I will have future and more reviews coming. I've been slacking on my movie reviews, but I'm trying to step that game up, you know. Check out the rest of my channel. I do reactions to a lot of stuff. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. coming soon. I'm doing Punisher right now, which I need to upload another video of. And just, I'll see you in the next Avengers.